This beer only took 7 days from grain to glass. And what makes that even more impressive is that it was my very first brew on the BrewZilla Gen 4.1. Whenever you brew on a new system, there's always a little uncertainty. You spend time learning the controls, dialing your processes, and hoping everything performs the way you expect. So for this batch, I wanted to keep the recipe simple. No complicated grain build, no massive hop schedule, just a clean American Light Ale that would really showcase both the brewing process and the new system. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire brew day, the water chemistry, fermentation under pressure in the FermZilla, and how this beer went from mash to a finished pint in only 7 days. This beer starts with 8 pounds of 2-row pale malt, and that's it. 1 malt, which makes this a great recipe for beginners and a great way to evaluate a new brewing system. For hops, I kept things equally simple, with 1 ounce of Saaz added at 60 minutes. The goal isn't aggressive hop flavor or aroma. It's just enough bitterness to balance the malt while keeping the beer incredibly easy to drink. For yeast, I'm using Safe Ale US 05. It's one of the cleanest and most reliable dry yeasts available, making it perfect for this style. The target numbers for this recipe are original gravity 1.042, final gravity 1.011, approximately 4.1% ABV, 13 IBUs, and an SRM of about 3, giving it that bright straw gold color. Alright, for the brew day process, we're going to mash in at 150 degrees for 60 minutes. We're going to mash out at 168 degrees. We're going to boil for 60 minutes, and we're going to add 1 ounce of Saaz at 60. At 15 minutes, we're going to add a Whirlfloc tablet and yeast nutrient. And we're going to shoot for an OG of 1.042. Because I'm brewing with distilled water, I have to build my brewing water from scratch. Rather than chasing a complicated water profile, I wanted something balanced that would support a clean fermentation and a crisp finish. For the mash water, I added calcium sulfate, calcium chloride, and a small amount of Epsom salt. The sparged water received proportional additions of those same minerals. These additions provide enough calcium for healthy yeast performance while maintaining a balance between chloride and sulfate, helping the finished beer stay crisp without becoming harsh. I started the brew day with 6 gallons of water in the BrewZilla. The water was heated to 152 degrees, knowing that once the grain was added, the mash would settle right at my target temperature of 150 degrees. After thoroughly mixing the grain and eliminating any dry pockets, I started recirculation and held the mash at 150 degrees for 60 minutes. This temperature was chosen specifically to produce a highly fermentable wort, resulting in a dry, refreshing beer that's perfect for an American Light Ale. One thing that immediately stood out during this first brew is how stable the BrewZilla maintained mash temperature. Once everything was dialed in, it simply held the temperature and let me focus on the rest of the process. After the mash was complete, I raised the temperature to 168 degrees for Mash-Out. Mash-Out helps reduce the viscosity of the wort and improves sugar extraction during sparging. Once the Mash-Out was complete, I lifted the malt pipe and allowed it to drain before slowly sparging with about 1.13 gallons of water. The goal is simple: bring the kettle volume up to 6.25 gallons before starting the boil. With the pre-boiled volume reached, it was time for a 60-minute boil. At the beginning of the boil, I added 1 ounce of Saaz hops. With 15 minutes remaining, I added a Whirlfloc tablet to improve clarity along with yeast nutrient to promote a healthy fermentation. This recipe really highlights how simple a great beer can be. 1 grain, 1 hop addition, 1 yeast, and careful attention to process. Once the boil was complete, I chilled the wort to pitching temperature and transferred everything into the FermZilla. US-05 was pitched at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Rather than immediately fermenting under pressure, I allowed the yeast to establish itself first. Once fermentation was active, I slowly introduced pressure, using the spunning valve, eventually holding between 10 and 12 psi. Pressure fermentation helps suppress unwanted esters, keeps oxygen out of the beer, and allows carbonation to begin while fermentation is still taking place. Over the next several days, fermentation progressed exactly as planned. Watching the different stages through the clear FermZilla is one of my favorite parts of the process, and it's always fascinating to see just how active healthy yeast can be. Only 7 days after brewing this beer had reached final gravity, been cold crashed, carbonated, and was ready to pour. For a simple American Light Ale, that's an incredibly fast turnaround. One of the biggest advantages of combining pressure fermentation with forced carbonation is just how quickly you can have a finished beer on tap without sacrificing quality. After fermentation was complete and the beer had reached its final gravity, I cold crashed it for 1 day. Dropping the temperature allows the yeast, proteins, and hot particles to settle out of suspension and compact into the collection jar. The tighter that sediment packs together, the cleaner the beer will be and the less beer you'll lose when it's time to dump the Trub. Before removing any sediment, I attached a clean, sanitized collection jar to the FermZilla. Once it was securely attached, I purged the jar with CO2 several times to push out all of the oxygen. Keeping oxygen away from finished beer is critical, especially once fermentation is complete. With the collection jar completely purged, I slowly equalized the pressure between the jar and the fermenter. Once the pressure was balanced, I opened the butterfly valve and let the compacted Trub fall into the collection jar. After closing the valve, I removed the jar, leaving bright, clean beer behind, all without opening the fermenter or transferring the beer. It's one of my favorite features of the FermZilla because it keeps the entire process closed, simple, and protects the beer from unnecessary oxygen exposure. As you can see, the beer pours brilliantly clear with a light golden color and a clean white head. The aroma is subtle with a soft grain character and just a hint of noble hop spice. The flavor is exactly what I was hoping for. Light-bodied, clean, crisp. The bitterness is smooth and balanced, allowing the malt to come through without ever becoming sweet. Most importantly, there are no off flavors, no harshness, and no signs that this beer was turned around in only 7 days. If someone handed me this beer without telling me how long it had been conditioning, I would have never guessed it was only a week old. So what do you think after my very first brew on the BrewZilla Gen 4.1? Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better start. This system performed exactly as I hoped, held mash temperatures consistently, and made the entire brew day straightforward and enjoyable. And paired with the FermZilla for pressure fermentation, it produced a clean, refreshing American Light Ale in just 7 days.